David von BS Oldschool, heute mit Sascha.
Hallo.
Und wir haben heute die Ehre, dass hier Kirk Windstein von Crowbar bei uns ist. Einer der Ikonen der Metal-Szene, Doom Metal, Sludge Metal. Wir haben ein paar Fragen für ihn vorbereitet und ja, gucken wir mal, was er so erzählt. So, Kirk, warm welcome to Braunschweig, Rock City. The first question, Kirk, how are you and how do you feel playing live again? You started the last year, we know, but there has been a long pandemic break for everyone, for the whole industry. And yeah, how are you?
I'm doing great, man, for an old guy.
Respect.
Love playing live, so we missed it, for 2 years really. But things are really back to normal. I mean, Crowbar hasn't been, it's very unusual because this is my 51st, people are like, you count tours? I'm like, sometimes. It's my 51st time over here, like either Europe, UK, Scandinavia, whatever, in the last 31 years.
Yes.
So, which sounds like a lot, but it's only a few times a year, But sometimes we're coming 4 times this year, so we're very happy about that because it's unusual. All my summers are spent in Europe for the last 30 years,
It's the greatest time in summer here.
Yeah, and I mean, with the festival season and everything, it's,
yes.
Whether it's Crowbar or Down or whatever, I'm always over here in the summertime, so it's great to be.
We will talk about the several projects. The second question. Today, Crowbar, for me and for many metalheads, is an iconic, outstanding band. Going back to the start of Crowbar, can you tell us something about how you start to get into the music? How did you create Crowbar? Why did you start to make music, and why didn't you decide to make maybe New Orleans jazz or blues or something? It's famous also.
Mm-hmm. Basically, at the time we started Crowbar, thrash metal was really, really big, and I played in cover song bands and did all the thrash stuff and all. And
like Iron Maiden or something, I heard.
We did, but we did, Megadeth and Slayer and Metallica, of course, and whatever, But then we did a lot of Motorhead and Sax and early Twisted Sister, Accept, and all those bands are still my favorite bands. But Jimmy Bauer and I were kind of like, we started listening to like the Melvins and or like Carnivore.
Yes,
and,
great.
It got where, we were like, let's do something different, man. Let's create our own thing.
Yeah.
And, so we kind of mixed in Doom. We were really into Trouble, St. Vitus. So I got Trouble and St. Vitus. And, but we, that's what we wanted to do was kind of blend, like, of course, Sabbath, but just stuff that was doomy and dark. And then if it was going to be upbeat, we wanted it to be hardcore because at the time I was really getting into the East Coast hardcore scene. So, that's kind of what we started out as. We basically stole the tuning from Peter Steele,
Cool.
And we wanted to go. Everything was fast and thrashy, and we wanted to go the exact opposite.
Yes. So you did. So like in the album Broken Glass, maybe it was blasting me because you had this typical Crowbar guitar sound. This is an iconic heavy guitar tone. And how do you create it in the early 90s? Today it's not a problem with its all digital stuff and something, but for the early 90s it was very impressive, the sound. We heard the sound maybe from Carnivore and from Peter Steele, like you said. Was it Randall amps?
Yeah.
The good old
I actually use Kemper now, and everybody's like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
But it's, I have 9 of the original Randall RG100 ESs from the 80s.
Yes.
But that's on every Crowbar record. We have 12 records, and it's on every Crowbar record. So, and it's on some of the Down records too. Down, we mix up a lot of the amps and use different stuff.
Yeah.
But we just kind of dialed in a tone that I really liked.
That's great.
That worked. I find that when you tune low, tube amps tend to break up a little too much. For me personally, a solid state sounds better for the low tuning. So, Randall became our go-to amp for Crowbar.
In the early 90s it was used, we are musicians too, so we used Marshall amps. Because in Europe Marshall was standard.
Sure.
And then, this was a revolution, this sound. This is great. So, as we heard, there is a new project upcoming, I Am, with guys from Taipei, with Kenny and Johnny.
Johnny, yeah. And Sexy T, the original crowbar and the original down bassist. So, we only have one song right now, but our friend Andrew Spalding, who's got a independent label called Corpse Paint Records out of Florida, he used to do merchandise for Typo Negative, and is good friends with Kenny and Johnny, and with myself and Todd, Sexy T. So he was kind of his idea. And next thing you know, we talked about it. I said, yeah. And we get an email with flights and, so Kenny sent me a few ideas, and I wrote something off of his ideas, and we got together. We actually got together on a Monday. On Tuesday, Johnny did drums, and then he left on Wednesday. And then Wednesday, we did guitars, bass, and vocals. And I told Kenny, I said, you're the lead singer. And he's like, well, I like your voice too. I said, well, it depends. But so we kind of go back and forth a little bit on this one particular song. But, we only have one song right now. But
there will be an album, or?
We hope. We just taking it slow. I mean, he's got, they got Silvertune. I'm busy as can be,
Yes.
And Todd's kind of semi-retired, and Johnny, my God, I mean, he does Danzig, he does Quiet Riot, he does Hookers and Blow. He's got a million things up his sleeve. But the chemistry was great. We really got along great. It was a lot of fun. We just did a video right before we left for this tour. We did a video in New Orleans.
Great.
And it's cool, man. It could be something really cool.
With Phil and Zemo from Down, with Down.
Right.
So, will be more come a new one?
I mean, he's obviously busy doing Pantera, so, which I'm happy that they're doing that, I really am. In fact, we play with them in June in Poland at Metal Hammer Fest, and I'm really looking forward to that. So, but, I mean, whenever they're done with that, we're gonna do Down. Down won't ever go away, I don't think. I mean, we love it. It's we don't play often. We don't really tour. We do a few shows here and there, but it's fun. I mean, we grew up together, so it's something that I don't think
we're gonna see Pantera in June.
Let's go. I mean, we play. I can't think of the date. Early June. It's the first show. It's Metal Hammer Festival at it's an arena in Poland. So it's when Hatebreed's on it too. So that's Pantera, Hatebreed, Crowbar, and then some Polish bands. So great lineup.
Great family.
And we also like to know you played with Steve Gibb, the son from Barry Gibb.
Yes.
For the people from the Bee Gees. So do you know if Barry Gibb is ever in touch with stuff of Crowbar? And
he came to a show in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Did you like it?
He did. He called Steve, I think when he got home or something after the show, and he had never heard anything like it, and but he seemed to like it, and it was just a trip because it's Barry Gibb, and I mean Steve's one of my dearest friends, he really is. I should have known him going on 23 years now. We just hit it off the first day we met. We've been really, really tight, friends ever since. And, it was a trip, that his dad came to a show, but he's proud of Steve and, wanted to support his son. So I thought that was great. I remember after the show, he came up to us and I went, shook his hand, gave him a hug, and he said, that was really crazy or whatever. And I said, I know it's probably not your thing. And he said, Kirk, I don't even know what my thing is anymore. That was his quote. But he came to a show, so it was a trip. But he's a great man. I had the pleasure of meeting him a lot. And, when I was down in Miami, and it's a trip, but just Steve's dad, nice guy, just happens to be Barry Gibb, but so.
Awesome. Okay, David got a lot more.
Yeah. So, as we heard, you've already worked with the elite of metal musicians. But if there would be a dream team you to work with or to perform with, who would it be?
Well, most of them are probably dead.
Oh, okay.
Phil Lynott would definitely be my bass player and singer. Well, actually, Phil Lynott would be my bass player, and either Halford or Dio on vocals. I love them both kind of equally, maybe Michael Schenker on guitar.
Michael Schenker, yeah.
So I would probably just play rhythm. And for drums, John Bonham. I mean, if that could be a dream, thing that's put together, that would be, for me, that would be the perfect thing.
It's great. So, Crowbar is 31 years now?
We don't really know. The first show was 1990 as Crowbar, but before that we would call it Slugs.
Yeah.
And we made a demo with 5 tracks, and I think 4 of those tracks made it on Obedience Through Suffering. So since like 80, we really kind of started writing for the band. Jimmy and I did in 1989, so that was kind of the beginning of it. But the first official Crowbar show was in 1990, so 33 years.
Yes. So, what do you do for yourself to keep yourself healthy and your work-life balance in a proper scale? To do this, to be able to do this, because rock and roll musician is a hard job.
Yeah, it is. People don't realize it. I mean, mainly at home, I've really done a complete turnaround with everything, with eating, with drinking, with going to the gym. I love going to the gym. And, I mean, I'm a couple of weeks from 58 years old now, so not young.
Respect, sir, respect.
Not young anymore. So you really have to just watch yourself. I mean, I love beer, but it makes you fat. It's not good for you. So at home, I try to really, really watch myself. If my wife, Robin, wants to go out and have beers or go to see a band or something, we do that. But I used to drink at home every night, and I don't at all. Now it's like I'm more concerned with eating a clean diet and going to the gym and having a productive workout, and so. And I'm keeping myself. I mean, I'm doing my second solo record right now.
The Dream in Motion stuff.
Yeah, but it's all new, new stuff. So I have 11 songs, and it's a bit heavier. Not heavy, not Crowbar heavy. It doesn't sound like Crowbar though.
No, but it's meditative music, I guess.
Yeah,
It's great.
It's great. I'm very busy with that. And we have the song, with I Am, and of course we're talking about doing, writing some more stuff together because it was a lot of fun and the chemistry was great. But Down's kind of on hold while Phil does Pantera. So right now, I mean, I'm only show 2 into 4 tours this summer over in Europe.
That's great.
So I'm just getting rolling,
Yes. You're a really busy man.
Yeah, but that's a good thing.
Yeah. So you have a new signature guitar from Solar.
Yes.
You know Ola from Haunted?
I've never met Ola. You know what? I probably met him. We played shows with the Haunted before here and there years ago. I haven't seen or met him recently, but a friend of mine contacted me with a connection with Solar, and I contacted them, and they sent me one, and I loved it.
It's great.
And then they said, would you like a signature? I'm like, I would love it. Because a couple of people have tried to make signature guitars for me, and it just wasn't right, but I love, even if I had to buy my signature guitar, I would buy it.
It's great. It's
and
great guitars.
use it because I love it.
They light, smooth.
Yeah, it
easy
plays
to play.
great, stays in tune great,
sounds
great. And it gets pretty beat up on the road. So it's made very well, very very good quality stuff. And the good thing is the guitars are not overly expensive. Yes. They're made really well, but it's affordable. It's not some $5,000 special fancy thing. It's all I need. It's just meat and potatoes. That's all I need.
So together with the camper, it's your touring gear.
Yes.
Yeah, great, really great. So, yeah, let's come to the last question, and we always put some fun stuff into this interview. So, may we ask you, what was your worst touring experience during the years, or your funniest, maybe?
Well, the funniest is easy. There's no one particular funniest, but you can bet that Dimebag was involved. He was the funnest guy in the world to hang out with and just get drunk and do stupid shit, you know. Okay. No doubt about it. I miss him. Because I mean, I can't not think of him every day. I mean, every day I got Pantera shit hanging all over my house, and you know, it's like, you know, I see T-shirts at all the shows, and now you see even more. And so, you know, anything really fun. Probably the best, funnest times it was hanging with him, you know.
I imagine.
Yeah.
I saw you the first time on the Volga video.
Oh yeah. The Incredible Hulk thing and all that shit. Yeah, that was all his idea, you know.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. But I mean, there's been so many. I mean, you know, so many touring experiences. It's just great to be able to do what you love. It's like sometimes it's really easy to take it for granted, you know. Yeah. Sometimes you wake up and you're just like, where am I? You know, how many more days do I have? Blah, 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 blah. You know, but once you get rolling, especially when you get my age, you know, it's.
I can imagine, absolutely.
Yeah, we always say the aches and pains, the aches and pains. Yes. And, you know, it's kind of, but, you know, hanging in there, man. So it's a real blessing and really, you know, an honor to be able to tour and play. You know, play all around the world and get paid to do it. So
yeah, that's great. So Kirk, really, thank you a lot to take time for this. And
absolutely,
we wish you to have a really nice show here.
Thanks, man. Looking forward.
We are looking forward to see you on stage and getting it rocked. You know.
Awesome.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank
you very much.
Nice to meet you.
You too. Both y'all. All y'all. Thanks. Good stuff, by the way.
he likes Walters.
Yes.
To the Hofbräuhaus Walters. Mag Walters. Also immer schön Braunschweig Oldschool mit Walters versorgen.
What do you say?